minutes for our last meeting on Tuesday, September 8th have been distributed. We'll entertain a motion for approval as submitted.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion we approve those minutes as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve them as submitted. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I think we have a second set then.
No, we're going to do that later. Grants area, I thought.
However you want to.
Yeah, I think it's under grants for the hearing.
Yeah, my agenda says it's under.
Oh, you're right, it is. We also have minutes from our September 8th Okra Phase 1 and Phase 2 funding meeting.
And I'll make a motion we approve those minutes as presented as well.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the Okra hearing on the 8th. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion passes.
Mr. President, I would like to approve the accounts payable vouchers from September 9th, 2020 through September 21st, 2020, without exception.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the accounts payable vouchers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Mr. President, I would also like to recommend the payroll dated September 4th, 2020 be approved without exception.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the accounts payable vouchers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. We have a proclamation for Bike Month and Bike to Work Day of 2020, and that day is actually tomorrow, but we'll go ahead and take care of the proclamation now. It says, whereas for more than a century, the bicycle has been an important part of the lives of most Americans, and whereas today millions of Americans engage in bicycling as an environmentally sound form of transportation, an excellent way of gaining and maintaining fitness, and a means of promoting quality family recreation, and whereas the education of both cyclists and motorists as to the rights of cyclists to the public roadways and the responsibilities thereby assumed are important to ensure the safety of both cyclists and motorists, and whereas bicycle groups throughout our nation, state, and city are promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce accidents, injuries, and fatalities, and whereas Greater Lafayette is a growing, thriving community with transportation and recreation demands, now therefore, I, Tracy Brown, representing the Tippecanoe County Commissioners, Tony Rosworski and Mayor John Dennis, do hereby proclaim the month of September, May 20th was, May 2020 was the Greater Lafayette, Indiana Bike Month, and the day of September 22nd as Greater Lafayette, Indiana Bike to Work Day. So we'll be observing that officially tomorrow.
At 8 o'clock on the bridge.
At 8 a.m. on the Myers Pedestrian Bridge. Okay, we have an ordinance to be heard.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion we hear ordinance 2020-15-CM on first reading.
Second.
Okay.
I don't know if Doug wants to add anything in, but basically we entered into a joint TIF with the town of Dayton for the sole purpose of funding the construction of Yost Road, which is a road that was to run from 38 north to Haggerty Lane, kind of parallel to 65. It's been in that road has been in the master plan for a number of years. And so the TIF was formed as a joint TIF. In the meantime, a new town board has taken over in Dayton, and the town board recently voted to put off that project. So our intent with this ordinance is to pull out of that joint TIF, and then we will at some point be adding the portions that are just in the county into the southeast TIF that currently exists around SIA, and hopefully at some point in conjunction with either the city of Lafayette or on our own, be moving forward with the construction of that Yost Road project on just the area that's within the county. Anything else you need to?
Yeah, just to add slightly. So the mechanism we used for that was assigning jurisdiction of certain parcels to the Dayton, authority of the Dayton Redevelopment Commission. And the statute says if you want to rescind that assignment, you do it by an ordinance like this. So I guess that's it. You just have to, it's just a little odd in that you can assign it with a resolution, but the statute says you have to pull it back with an ordinance. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say is that because no bonds have been issued based on that, this would be effective upon passage.
Okay. And then when we move forward with adding the parcels that are in the county into the southeast TIF, will that be done by resolution then?
I have to research it, but I think it's similar to amending your redevelopment plan, where I think you'll make a proposal, and then the redevelopment commission will have to approve it, and then maybe area plan as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's.
I think that does make, that's typically what, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Public comment? Okay, anything online? All right, Bob?
Brown,
Yes.
Murtaugh,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-15, CM passes 3-0 on first reading.
And we'll want to set this for second reading at our next meeting.
Correct.
Okay. Grants?
Morning.
Morning.
The Health Department's asking for permission to apply for an ISDH, well, they changed their name, so now it's just the Indiana State Department of Health, grant for IT for the Health Department for a little over $300,000. It was CARES Act funding that the state has, so we applied for that. And then permission to accept $62,000 for the fetal infant mortality program that we have that does help fund a full-time nurse.
So that's year 2 of that, correct? Mm-hmm. Is it only a 3-year program, or is it ongoing?
It's ongoing, but each year we have to apply for the grant, so we'll see.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to apply to the Health Department in the amount of $316,243.03.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the grant as outlined. Any further discussion? And we may want to correct that amount, $316,234.03.
Is that not what I said?
43.
Oh, did I just flip them out?
So those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. And motion passes.
And, Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept, and did I use the first one right? Did I do that as an apply?
Yes.
I did. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept for the Health Department for the FEMA grant in the amount of $62,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve accepting the grant, the FEMA grant, in the amount of $62,000. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion also passes.
Thank you.
Then we have 2 contracts for youth services.
Yes, you have 2 contracts covered by the JDAI grant, Fund Number 9213, with Kayla Mugmall for math tutoring after school at Jefferson High School, and the other is for Mara England to facilitate the Back on Track as well as serve as a youth advocate.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this MOU contract as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the 2 contracts as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. We also show a sheriff's SRO agreement, but that is going to be pulled until Dr. Hanback has an opportunity to review and sign it.
And lastly, you have a grant administrator for the CDBG funding in Phase 2 to oversee the administration of these funds to be utilized in Tippecanoe County, Okra Phase 2.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this MOU contract as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Klein Peter and Associates as submitted. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Smokey? Good morning.
Good morning, all. The LEPC is the Local Emergency Planning Committee. It's been around since the 80s. The committee has, I don't think I was on it in the 80s, but I've been on it for a long time, and it is strictly deals with the use and the storage and transportation of hazardous materials. And this plan was updated, and I think it may be a new requirement that they're wanting the commissioners to approve that plan.
Yeah, because I don't remember doing this in the past.
Yeah, all we did was update the existing plan from last year. And I think it's been approved by both mayors, or it's in the process. I guess actually it has been approved by both mayors.
And you sit on that committee,
Yes.
correct?
Any questions for our team of director? Okay, entertain a
President.
motion.
Make a motion, we approve the 2020 LEPC plan as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you.
We have a professional service agreement with Greeley and Hanson LLC for them to help us put together a climate action plan. This is being done in conjunction with the city of Lafayette and West Lafayette. It made good sense that they're working on plans right now, and that if we do this, we step forward as a community, and we are splitting the cost 3 ways, and our portion of that agreement is $11,893. And again, that will match what Lafayette and West Lafayette also have. So entertain a motion for approval.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this professional service agreement with Greeley and Hanson for this climate action plan to proceed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of the agreement. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the agreement is approved.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A couple months back, we heard from the local Builders Association in regard to a request to ask us to upgrade our permitting system to do something that was allowed for online application process, online payment process, plus online scheduling of inspections, that type of thing. So we had a meeting with them that included several folks from different departments within county government to talk about that, to look at a couple different things. And the decision's been made to move forward with the Beacon product through Schneider. That is an online permitting tool that will allow for folks to apply online and then do a one-time or a one-stop type of thing where they can, order their building permit, start the process for a driveway permit, septic permit, whatever type of product they need to get the construction process started. It's a pretty simple system that's been in place in several different counties and cities across the state. What we particularly liked about it was the fact that it was directly tied to Beacon, so it can directly tie to the parcel layer. And then also they already have the accounting system in the background, because that's how folks pay their property taxes now. So it lines up with the system, our system, so that we can get those payments credited to the correct department. So with that, well, the cost of that, the annual hosting of the product itself will be $86.40 per year, $8,640. And then due to the fact that our IT department is just completely overwhelmed with projects, we asked them to take the lead on this setup to coordinate the entire process. That will start November 1, and the cost for that complete and total setup is $62,700. So with that, I'll make the motion, we approve that professional services agreement with Schneider.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the professional service agreement with Schneider Geospatial. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Those are for David, and the last one is for you.
We have 2 3-year cash rent agreements. One is with Gary Brown, and this is for the tillable ground at the villa, which comes to 121.98 acres. This is a 3-year agreement of his cash rent being $185 per acre. And so I would like to approve that agreement with Gary Brown, GDB Farms LLC, for the 3-year agreement for renting the farm ground. So I so move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agreement with Gary D. Brown. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And then the other agreement we have is with Horseman Cattle Company LLC. This is for the pasture area that's throughout out there by the villa. It equals 38.32 acres. They are paying at $50 per acre for the pasture rent. And once again, this is a 3-year agreement. So I move that we approve this 3-year agreement with Horseman Cattle Company.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agreement with Horseman Cattle Company LLC. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That motion passes. Looks like we have one change order for our court project.
Yeah. This is a change order in regard to work that's being done on the 5th floor. It's to upgrade some piping, to provide a new fan coil to replace an existing fan coil in the juvenile magistrate courtroom, and to bring larger sized water lines into the space for those fan coils for a total increase of $8,927. And with that, I'll make a motion, we approve that change order.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the change orders outlined by Commissioner Murtaugh. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Do we have any unfinished or new business to be brought to the board?
I do not.
We have several reports on file that will be available in our office immediately following the meeting. Monthly report from the clerk, report from Crystal Creek Kennel, the low-cost spay and neuter clinic, our Park and Recreation Board, our county treasurer, and weights and measures. Again, those will be available immediately following the meeting. Any public comment?
Online? Good. Just a nice happy birthday to Shirley today, so. Move to adjourn.